All right. Welcome to Back of the Room. Sitting here with my pal and stand-up comedian,
All right.
Jake Beckman. What's up, man?
That was an aggressive way to come in with the hand quotes and everything like that. But
I'm just joshing.
Do you do that to everybody?
I haven't yet, but you know.
You haven't done that to anybody. Am I your first guest?
I'm trying that out just for you.
Okay.
But, you know, how's it going?
It's going. It was going better until about 15 seconds ago. But now my hubris is hurt. But I'm here and ready to be interviewed.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. We
Thank you.
got some natter days.
Mazel.
Cheers. Oh yeah, it's springtime.
That's a spring and summer beer is what that is.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
All right, man. Well, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Says here you were born and raised in the St. Louis area, but for some baffling reason, you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan. So my question to you is, what the fuck?
I was born. Okay, number one, your facts are incorrect. I was born and raised in St. Charles.
I said the St. Louis area.
This guy with it's metropolitan area.
St. Charles, that's the St. Louis area.
So the what the fuck about it all? Growing up, my mom worked at Fox 2 for like 35 years or something like that. So we didn't watch TV in our house because she said that she didn't want to watch TV. So
you could have watched like Channel 4 or 5 or 30, right?
You just didn't watch TV. You just didn't watch TV in the house. Like if the TV, we just didn't watch TV. If the TV was on, it was my dad watching hunting shows. So the only thing that we really did watch was St. Louis sports that were on Fox 2. So that was like the Rams and the Cardinals. And I think the Blues were on there at some point too. Whatever. Not a big hockey guy. But the entire purpose of her watching those things was to just make sure that things were the broadcast was running correctly. It wasn't for actual sport or anything like that. So it was supposed to be Rams, and it was Rams for a long time. Did you know that the first Rams winning season in St. Louis was the Super Bowl, the year they won the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, they're a bad team except for 3 years.
Yeah,
from 1999 to
Kurt
2001.
Warner, baby.
That guy's a joke.
Jokingly awesome.
That guy.
He's an American hero.
Did you see his movie? He's actually the American underdog.
Well, and a hero.
And a hero too.
Underdog hero. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'll watch it. I'll check it out.
Because it's garbage. It's just one of them God movies. It's just a God movie. Kurt Warner, noted God guy.
All right.
Also doesn't like outdoor stadiums.
Yeah.
Kurt Warner only likes indoor stadiums, which makes sense because St. Louis and Arizona. Anyway, so then what was I? I was born in 1991. After 2001, I'd say pretty much the end of the greatest show on turf, and that's where I hit sports consciousness. And I was like, but I was also 10, 11 years old. I was like, I like what I like. I like Campbell's Chunky Soup. Enter Donovan McNabb's mom. Enter Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, I think I remember these. I guess I'll do the impression and see if I remember correctly.
You're going to do an impression of a black woman.
I don't think it's offensive. It was a great commercial.
Okay.
It's not bad, right?
Do the impression.
It's something like, Lordy, Lordy, getting some chunky soup for my baby Donovan so he can play good in the game. I think I nailed it.
It wasn't the worst, and it was less offensive than I thought it was going to be.
There's nothing offensive about it. She's a great lady. She's a great salesman. Everybody loved the commercials and the chunky soup product.
And now we've gone full circle, and it's Donna Kelsey.
Okay.
So
yeah.
that's where we're at.
But the fandom started at a soup commercial.
Yes, a soup commercial. Yeah.
Okay.
So then I was like, okay, I'm all in on the Eagles now. Also around the same time, 2004, Michael Vick is on the front of is on 2004's Madden.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm only playing Michael Vick. I love Michael Vick. I still do love Michael Vick. He's very good.
Nothing you don't like about him?
He did his time. Arguably, he did too much time for the crime.
I don't know about that.
Okay, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but
this is more controversial than my impression was, for sure.
I watched the Michael Vick 30 for 30, so I've done my research. Did what was his sentence? Was like 2.5, 3 years or something like that for dogfighting. Normally, people get like 9 months in jail. He went to federal prison for like 3 years or something like that. And it was because they were making a example out of him. I would say it probably worked. but really liked Michael Vick. Really, and I still do.
Oh,
I
brother.
still do like Michael Vick.
Okay.
And then Michael Vick went to the Eagles when he got out of prison because the Eagles fancied themselves a black quarterback. And because honestly, if you don't like the Eagles, you don't like black quarterbacks, and that's how that goes. That's a objective truth. So yeah, then from there, only exploded. And a topical thing, because today is March 5th. Jason Kelsey retired yesterday.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I haven't really seen it. I saw a couple clips, but who cried more, him or you, while you're watching it?
So I don't cry like I'm emotionally like I don't cry about like I felt terrible and it was gut wrenching, but no, him. Dude,
Yeah.
it was 40 minutes. Probably about 20 minutes of it was of him talking. He was like weeping.
I started watching. I was like, I don't got time for this.
It
I mean,
was, dude.
I know he's sad and all, but
elegant speaker. But Jason Kelsey, you know what his first game that he ever started was? 2011 at the St.
Was
Louis
it
Rams.
sponsored by? Oh, I thought it was sponsored by Chunky Soup or something.
It probably could have been.
Yeah.
And honestly, now it should be. 2011 St. Louis Rams. I believe I was actually at that game. The Eagles ended up winning like 40-3 or something like that.
Yeah, but that's when the Rams were terrible.
Well, yeah, it's hard. It's easier to say when the Rams are terrible than when they were good. Actually, no, it's easier to say when they were good than to say when they were terrible. They were only good for a flash in the pan, and they've been abhorrently, or they were.
I stuck with
bad.
them. I'm from St. Louis. I support my team. That's all I'm saying. Look at this, cacaw, baby.
You a season ticket holder?
I'm not, but I've been to a game.
I am.
Well,
a season ticket holder. So arguably, I support the teams more than you do.
Yeah, but I'm more loyal because I don't cheer for some other team halfway across the world.
I didn't have that. That's what I'm saying. Like we didn't we only watched the games. Just like I remember when the Cardinals made it to the World Series. Is that 2006 or 2004? 2004 they made it to the World Series.
In that area, maybe six. Six.
Whichever one they won. I can't remember which one it was. But my mom was like, "Oh my God, we're just like after the NLDS or NLCS ended, she's like, we're just gonna get such good ratings." It's like, but this is kind of like sick though, right? That we didn't have that. We didn't have that in the Beckman household. But since I'm an adult now and I grew up and I have actual, I'd say, sports consciousness, I understand that.
Okay.
So I've changed my tune. And
I don't understand it, but I'll let you have that.
And then once we get out of this room, you're just gonna keep giving me shit for it, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I mean,
stay true to
now
yourself.
that Kelsey's retired, are they going to be able to do the tush push?
I believe. Well, probably not as effectively. Probably not as effectively. The guy was a stalwart with that. Shit. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe they could rebrand it. I got some ideas. It's a town of kind of known for being full of some rapscallions.
Okay.
But they kind of embraced the sexually suggestive tush push name, and I'm fine with that.
Is tush push sexually suggestive?
It's a little, so I'm cool with it. I don't have a problem. Do what you want to do. Float your own boat or whatever. But I got some new names they can rebrand because that should be Kelsey's thing.
I mean, yeah.
That's going to be on his tombstone probably.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah. Okay.
How do you try these out for size? The ass blast.
The ass blast? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. A little bit more sexually suggestive than tush push. Yeah. Marginally.
Or the rump thump.
The rump thump. I like that.
Okay.
I don't hate that.
Or they could call it the quarterback sneak.
See, that's a little bit far. That's a reach. That one, you don't even put that on the drawing board. Throw that one away.
All right. Last one I got here, squat trot.
I like that. I like that a lot because the whole thing is that Jalen Hurts can squat 650 pounds.
He can squat a lot.
I was a big fan of brotherly shove.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. But squat trot and ass blast. I was thinking pooper pusher or something like that.
You can use them if you want. I know you talk about them a lot. You got your little.
That's good.
Your little.
The QB sneak was. That's a bridge too far.
Okay, that's cool. Well, if you want to try them out, I mean,
listen. I'm gonna make sure that you get your props on the good ones. There's these weird ones that you do that I don't get it.
All right. Well, I know you were kind of a sports adjacent kind of guy in
I like
high
to think
school.
so.
You were a pole vaulter, is that right?
I was a pole vaulter.
What's that all about?
What is it all about?
Yeah.
You run is I did it because it was the track event that you ran the least aside from like doing the throwing and stuff. But you run and then you jump and then you over with a pole over a different pole that's sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of the I did it because I was a piece of shit. Used to be a piece of shit.
All right.
But yeah, no, I mean, I sustained a lot of injuries from that. I broke my elbow pole vaulting. Yeah, first person I think in history to do it. Don't research that.
I mean, it seems kind of risky. I don't know.
Well,
Like,
I mean, yeah, but like if you get like shot back down onto the ground, you like blast your face open or something like that.
Yeah.
There's one time I think this was my sophomore year of high school. This guy Kyle Fernandez. It was the track was wet one day, and he was actually showing somebody how not to pole vault. And then he jumped up and then accidentally kneed the pole. Like he didn't have it planted in like the hole in the ground. He jumped up and kneed it, and then like he jumped up and then fell straight on the back of his head and like went into convulsions. And that was the first time I've ever seen somebody have a seizure.
Yikes.
It was pretty funny. Like, all right, Kyle, you get off the ground. Oh shit, something's actually gone wrong.
shout out to Kyle.
Kyle, hope you're doing good, pal.
Yeah. Were you ever worried about like, the pole like shish kebabbing you through the anus and coming through your mouth? Like, that seems like a real thing that could happen.
Yeah, then there's videos of it. Have you seen the videos of it like catching people's nuts?
That's what I'm saying.
Like they
It
come
looks
down,
scary.
Like, it catches them under the scrot.
They were pretty close to being shish kebabbed right
Yeah,
there.
and I think there have been people that take it in the ass. I was never totally worried about that. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have done it. If somebody would have said, "Hey, you could take a pull in the ass," I'd probably been like, "I probably don't want to do this anymore. I'll just not do track."
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Now that I'm thinking of that, that would probably be a bad thing.
Yeah. Well,
Luckily, I didn't see the videos of people getting their scrotes ripped off until after I stopped pole vaulting. So that's a good thing. Yeah, I didn't want. That's like a Mortal Kombat finisher.
yeah.
Just taking a pull. Like if Johnny Cage pole vaulted, that's exactly what he would do. Just plunge somebody through the ass with bring it back to the ass blaster.
Yeah.
That's
We got a lot of good ideas. I mean, we'll sell that. I could sell that to Mortal Kombat. Talk to the Eagles about the new name, and we're killing it. Yeah, you're
that.
you're a sneakerhead. Is that more of an insult? Is that like the dickhead, or
No.
adjacent at
I
all?
would say I like sneakers. Sneakerheads are like the people that collect and have like 6,000 of them and like put videos of their six. I just like, and they don't wear them. I got my I haven't bought a pair of sneakers in a minute. I probably ought to get. No, I did. I bought a pair last year. Kelly Green, high top dunks. I don't think it. I think if you called me a sneakerhead, it'd be more of an insult to actual sneakerheads. They'd be like, "Oh,
Okay.
this guy's a jamoke."
Or you think they call you a poser?
I
Or,
would be fine with that. I'd be fine. That's
okay.
something I'm fine with posing. Like if you're a poser, like a skater poser, like you just can't skate.
Yeah.
But like if I'm a sneaker, it's like, what, can I not wear shoes? You think I'm a goddamn asshole?
I'm on your side on this one. I mean, you got shoes, you might as well wear them. I
That's
mean,
what
what's the point of looking at a shoe on the fucking wall?
I literally have shoes on my wall that I don't wear.
Okay.
So,
You're
slight taken. Slight taken.
I'm just saying.
No, I validate my shoes by price per wear because I'm a psychopath.
Okay.
And there's one that's on my wall that I think probably cost about $275 to $350. I can't remember exactly what the price was, and I've worn them exactly twice.
Okay.
Yeah, regret that. They're hideous. They are truly hideous. More of a piece of art. A piece of bad art.
Piece of shit.
More of a piece of shit.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a piece. I'm trying to justify my purchase by saying that. But yeah, no, they're pieces of shit. But they look good on a wall, not being worn.
Did they make a thing to where like it looks like the bottom of a shoe, but you just like put it on there and it sticks, and then you could peel it off? Like you wear them and you just put it on the bottom, and then you get back and you take it back and you put it on the wall, and you're like, I didn't even wear those.
Oh, so you're talking like a high fashion like the painter's boots.
Yeah, but they wouldn't show. They'd be like flat and you wouldn't notice them.
So on the bottom, No, I mean, that's a good idea. But then you're talking about getting the white walls on the sides all scuffed up and everything like that.
I would just go flat, it just goes to the edge.
Did you see that video of the people? This is I think it came out like maybe a month or so ago. But there's these people. They had like a $30,000 sneaker collection. It's this couple had a $30,000 sneaker collection, but they wanted to ground themselves, so they used a Dremel and cut the soles.
I did see
off
that.
Of all
That
their
was
shoes.
the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
It's so funny. What the fuck are you doing? They cut, and they were like walking through. So like, yeah, people actually walked up to us and complimented our shoes. It's like they probably complimented them because that's a $500 pair of shoes, not because the feet are cut out.
Yeah.
If they saw the feet are cut out, they're kicking you out of the whole reason. They're like, yeah, so this we do this to our shoes so that way we don't get kicked out because stores don't like us in their or stores don't like us in their stores because we're barefoot. It's like, yeah, no fucking shit, dumbass. Like,
Yeah,
no, of course.
fuck those people.
That was so funny. Oh God, what a hoot! I love that.
Idiots.
I love it.
I saw you out at a wedding last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did you? We had to leave kind of early, but did you have any kind of life-altering injuries on the dance floor that night?
Not this time. Not this time. Ever since what was that? Was that in December of 2021, I believe, or was that December of 2020? I tore my ACL dancing at a wedding.
Yes,
And-
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I've only ever danced at a wedding once since.
You took it more easy, I'm guessing.
No, I did the exact same
Oh.
dance that I did.
That's a
It's
little ballsy.
Yeah, and then the next day I woke up and my knee was the size of a cantaloupe. So I don't dance anymore because I don't know how to find joy. I am
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
You could just not do that move. Like, I saw it at your wedding. It was a pretty good move. What do you call it? It's like kind of like a Russian,
Yeah,
I'm drunk on vodka, on hands and back, kind of like a crab walk dance.
It's almost like a crab walk mixed with, the way I described it is like a crab walk mixed with what Will Ferrell does in the mailroom in Elf.
Okay, yeah. I could see that.
Like closely adjacent to that.
I was surprised. I saw it from a distance. I'm like, that's not Jake, is it? And
Yeah.
then it was.
That's a dance that I've been doing since college. And I've hurt myself a great number of times doing it. Like I would do it. We'd play this game called Honk and Drink, where you sit in the front yard, and then if a car drives by and honks, you drink. You also just drink no matter what. But I did it in the middle of a asphalt street one time, and like tore the shit out of my hands.
I could see that.
And the way like I'm doing, like, cause I'm kind of like jumping on my hands when I do it, and I pulled my fingers away from my fingernails.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, but it doesn't stop me because I'm gritty. Is the thing
Yeah.
about me is that I have a whole lot of grit. So I just kept doing it, and then turns out you do it at a wedding one time when you're 30 without stretching, and you're very drunk, and you have a life-altering injury. So take that home with you. Don't dance. Don't find joy in anything. Just live in pain.
Well, that's really what I wanted to get to. I mean, it's pretty funny, and it was a Kesha song, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it was Timber.
yeah, you can't deny that that's a good song.
No, the
but-
song. There's a couple songs actually that have the same like, what is it, beats per minute? Is that
Yeah, I
what
can
it,
see that.
whatever it is? It's that. I initially started doing it to which one? No, which one did I start doing it to? Do you remember which song came out first? Starships by Nicki Minaj, or
That'd be after I TikTok.
well,
I
no,
believe.
but no, the Timber's the third song I did it to. I can't remember which song I started. It was Starships,
It's a good one.
or that LMFAO Party Rock. I don't remember which one came out first, Party Rock or Starships. They're very close to
Party
each other.
Rock, I'd say, was first.
Then I started doing it to
Okay.
that, and then I started doing it to Starships, and then it moved to Timber. And Timber's objectively a better song than all of those.
Did anyone yell that when you went down? That would have been pretty funny.
No, I thought somebody kicked me, which would have been a good, because if I didn't tear my meniscus, it was just the ACL.
Okay.
So I felt like something popped, and then I thought somebody kicked me in my leg. It felt like that kind of a pop on my leg, and I thought somebody kicked me, and I was like, "What the fuck was that about?" And then no one was around me, and then I continued to try to dance, and my knee almost like bottom part of my leg almost got tore off my body.
yeah.
Yeah, so nobody yelled.
Oh,
People
man.
laughed. They were
Yeah,
like, "Oh, this
sure.
look at this idiot." That was not great.
Yeah, I laughed when I saw you rolling in on the little Wasn't it the one knee little scooter thing? I'm sorry. I mean, it's pretty great.
I'm glad we're having fun with this. I'm glad we're having fun. After my surgery, I actually was turns out I'm allergic to the adhesive that they used.
Okay.
So as like they put a catheter in your leg to like do some kind of numbing drip inside your knee. And then I pulled that thing off and I took a shower. And then that washed all the adhesive down my leg. And I was allergic to it all, so I had to go to the urgent care to get a steroid shot the next day on crutches after a surgery. And they're like, "Oh my God, what happened?" I'm like, "It's actually not that. I'm in an immense amount of discomfort right now."
Yeah, did you just? You probably just didn't tell people the story, did you? I mean, well, what happened? Everybody's always got to ask that. You're just like, I fell when I was saving a kid from a burning building or something.
So I made the mistake of actually didn't lie. I made the mistake of telling people.
Should've lied.
I should have lied because if you tear your ACL and you go to physical therapy, where there are like high schoolers that are actual athletes, like tearing their ACLs and stuff, like, oh my God, the physical therapist would put me on blast. Like a kid would come in like, oh yeah, I tore his ACL. I was like, yeah, ask Jake how he tore his ACL. I was like, I was dancing. And then they all have a good laugh at me.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And then, except for one time, a guy came in and said, yeah, I tore my ACL because I stepped off a curb. It's like, you're pathetic, not me. I'm the good guy. I'm gritty again.
He called it a curve, too. He didn't even know what it was called.
It's dumb.
Yeah, weddings are fun usually. You always get, tore up. And I don't dance much, luckily, obviously.
Yeah, you don't seem like a guy who experiences joy.
Yeah, it's, I try if I get drunk enough, but that's the whole reason I think that people go to weddings. Can you imagine? Like Utah, you got all these Mormon weddings going on. What the fuck are they doing? They don't drink. They don't party. They just like look at each other and
they do the Mormon soak.
They pray.
Are you aware what a Mormon soak is?
I don't know what that is.
So, how graphic can I get?
It's I mean.
So a Mormon soak, they don't consider it sex. They just put the P in the V. And then they just hold it there. That's a Mormon soak. So there's no grinding on the dance floors at Mormon weddings. It's just
soaking.
Yeah,
soaking wet.
It's soaking over the pants soakage, which probably also happens.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very fun.
No.
And you got to go to these things all the time, I'm sure. Be like, oh, fuck, Bill's getting married again. I've been to his last 3 weddings. I got to go to another one and fuck this guy.
Third wife this month. What's this guy doing?
Yeah.
I got to stop soaking.
Yeah.
I'm ruining pants.
I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
My chinos are waterlogged.
Yeah. So you do the lights here at the world famous St. Louis Funny Bone. You've been doing it for quite a while.
Entirely too long.
Yeah. I mean, you got good technique. I'll give you that. But
I appreciate that. Not a lot of people really understand because you used to run an open mic, so you understand that there's a lot that goes.
Got to keep it moving.
Yeah,
you got to keep it moving.
Like, to be able to lift up your arm at the right time with the candle in it. Yeah, listen. I've perfected a difficult craft. I put in my 10,000 hours.
Yeah, so you can walk everybody through what you kind of do. I mean, you get 4 minutes of stage time at an open mic.
Yeah,
and then what happens from there?
So then the host says their name, okay, and then, depending on whether or not I like them, I start the timer whenever the host says their name or whenever they start talking.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a judgment call on my part. I'm trying not to get too big for my britches, but I do abuse power, certainly, and I do it immediately. And then, if things are going well for them, I give them 3 minutes. Most of the time, I give them 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I'd say I would say not if things are going well for them. Unless things are going terribly for you, I'll give you a light at 2.5 minutes, 2:45, something like that. Or if somebody walks up to me and says,
you got a little wiggle room in the start time there, it sounds like.
Well, it's that, and then also giving them the light early.
Uh-huh.
Because I am an unfair and unjust ruler. But again, that's very rare. It should be less rare, given the hell that I've been through and seen. Then I hold up just one candle.
One candle.
Just one,
first.
A single one. Yeah.
Yeah. You see 2 there.
You see 2
on the table.
And your initial thought is you got to raise both those candles.
Yeah.
No. That's the thing about it is that, and I've learned this from that time, is that you only lift up one candle. You don't use both hands, or you do one hand and 2 candles. You'll burn yourself. It's actual candle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you hold up one candle, and then I hold it there until I get some kind of visual reaction from them.
Yeah, the person on stage is like, oh, okay, I got a minute left.
Or they just don't pay attention to me at all.
Okay.
And that's where the rage part of my brain really starts flickering. I run hot. So I keep holding that candle up, and then it burns my shoulder. I'm a very weak man. I understand underneath this hoodie, it might seem like, wow, that guy's got muscles. I don't. So my shoulder starts burning. And then because I use my watch for the timer, and then my watch buzzes again for 4 minutes, and then I hold up the 2. And if they didn't pay attention to that one candle, brother in Christ, I'm waving at. I'm bringing a goddamn plane in. I'm bringing I might wave them around enough that the candle blows out.
Yeah.
And if that happens, oh, your boy's not a happy camper.
Yeah.
And then somebody will come back to me and say, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't see it." It's like, well, that's a goddamn lie. That's a goddamn lie. We made eye contact, you fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my life's pretty tough, honestly. I'm grizzled.
Yeah. I mean, I gave you a couple suggestions to make it a little easier for yourself.
You did.
You didn't take my advice. I said, you could bring maybe a series of guns.
A series of. You said series. I always thought it was just one.
Well, I've changed my idea. Okay.
Let's hear it.
Here's what you do. You bring 2-3 guns. First one, you start off with BB gun. They get right at 4 minutes. You give them the 2 lights. You give them 10 seconds. Then you pop them with the BB gun. They're going to feel that. Then they're going to probably look and be like, oh, fuck, I got to get out of here.
Now, BB gun-wise, are we talking pellet gun? We talking like a spring one? We talking one that you got to like pump 8 times?
It's a dealer's choice. I mean, if you think you can hit them with a pistol, that's your option. But if you want like a scope in, the rifle style, that's on you.
I'm not trying to brag, but I'm a pretty good shot. All right.
All right, we'll do it with a pistol then. I think you could hit them. What do you think? 30 yards?
30 yards. This is 90 feet. Not 90 feet. It's probably
That's not 30 yards.
20 yards, maybe. I could do it.
Not big yards, guy. I should have said feet. But
meters.
Yeah, so
meters, probably about 16 and a half meters, I would say.
So you hit them with the BB gun. If they ignore that, then you give them until 5, which is a whole nother 50 seconds. You bust out that real gun. And you can wing them, or you can shoot to kill. I don't care at this point, but we got to keep this show moving.
Now, how are we on archery? What do we feel about archery? Or are we going for the bang of the real gun, or the like the?
I mean,
the
it would
gun
disturb
shooting?
the show.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
need a silencer, or you could go with a bow and like maybe a crossbow in between.
Crossbow's not bad.
Sorry, it's really professional. Whoops.
Political call.
Yeah.
I've unregistered to vote. Actually, you can't in Missouri. It's
RFK 2024.
God.
But yeah, the gun thing. Just think about it. I think it's a good idea.
No, I think archery is the way to go.
Okay.
I think
It's yeah.
flaming arrow. That way, I'm getting the point across.
Okay. Well, just have fun with it. I mean, you're the guy doing the lights, so
You're looking for a weapon.
yeah, have fun with it and just keep that show moving.
That might actually be able to satiate the rage part of my brain. You're right.
There you go.
I don't. When you said a gun, I was like, no, that's not going to work. But a series of guns, now we're piquing my
Now we're
interest.
talking.
Who's going to bankroll them?
Just go to a pawn shop or get them on layaway or go to Walmart
I'm
and
sure
get some payments going.
I was going to say, or I could just go to a St. Charles gun show. They have those a lot of the convention center. I see it on on billboards.
There's open possibilities. I mean, we'll workshop
Open
it.
possibilities and open carry. Look
Yeah.
at this. Look at this working.
It's a great idea.
We'll
figure it out.
It's certainly an
But
idea.
all right, folks, we're going to take a little break here. We'll be right back with more Jake Beckman in Back of the Room. Back of the Room has a new sponsor. Are you tired of reaching for those old boring tissues after shaking hands with Mr. Johnson? Well, then this product's for you. Introducing Bullseye Tissues. Bullseye tissues are specifically designed for cranking down. Each tissue has a bullseye printed right on it, so you can hone your aim and have fun while you're doing it. I guess in a pinch, you could also use them to blow your nose, but that's not what they're intended for. Bullseyes are made for jacking. Bullseye tissues are super soft, absorbent, and durable. And if you don't believe me, maybe you'll believe the face of Bullseyes and their national spokesman.
I'm Jake Beckman, and I use Bullseyes all the time. Sometimes 4, even 5 times a day.
Cleanup's not an issue when you have bullseye tissues.
Bullseye.
And we're back.
You're going to keep that in, right?
Yeah, of course. But actually, now that we are back, I do have some shocking breaking news. Donnie Caveman Harris has passed away at the age of 61.
Donnie? Caveman Harris? Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Cavewoman Harris. Donnie Cavewoman Harris. That was my girlfriend. I have no idea who Donnie Caveman Harris is. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's a little disrespectful, but yeah, he was just some guy in Florida. But it's kind of sad, isn't it?
No.
Really?
No. Death does nothing for me.
Apparently.
Death does nothing for me.
Don't care about the dogs. You don't care about Donnie
I care about
Caveman
my
Harris.
dogs. I don't care about anybody else's dogs.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying it's sad that he's gone. He was an equipment operator. He's survived by his wife and 4 sons, and visitation's tomorrow at 6 p.m. So if you're in the area, give my condolences. R.I.P. Donnie. All right, let's get to
Close
some
family
comedy
friend?
questions.
Yeah, Don. Sorry about you.
Yeah. Don't be a dick.
What the fuck is that?
Speaking ill of the dead,
Is
he
this
just died
All right.
in Florida.
I don't-
He's a man from Florida who is dead.
Most people in Florida die.
Yeah, at some
like,
point, but not
rather,
at the
like-
ripe old age of 61.
That's decently old.
I'm just saying.
If I live to 61, I give you permission. You alone permission to kill me. I don't want to be old.
Okay.
No. Okay. Hey, Don, good riddance.
Jeez. That's not cool, man. Let's get to some comedy questions, though. You do, we did the whole thing. You're a comedian, right?
Comedian, yeah.
What made you want to get into it, or what made you want to try it?
First of all, doing, this rather than this. Doing the you're a comedian, huh?
Yeah.
That was almost worse.
Okay.
What made me want to do it? Fuck. I don't know. I thought I could, and then I sucked for a minute. But I had a lot of people.
A minute?
For a hot minute.
I thought it was longer than that, but
It was for a good probably year before I actually had good material. But I would constantly have people coming to open mics, and then I would keep getting on the list. And I don't have a quit in me, so I just kept doing it. And yeah, I don't know why I started. Why did I start?
you do it here?
Yeah, my first one was here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why I started. That's bizarre. Why did you start?
I mean, none of us know why you started, but
All right.
I just
Yeah,
love comedy.
believe-
Yeah. So that was your first open mic. I remember you was like, "I'm Jake Beckman, everybody. How you doing?"
No, I believe I said. What was the thing I said in my? I remember what I said in my last joke on my first open mic. I said, what did I say? Something along the lines of,
Was it something like dog fighting is pretty cool in my book?
it was something along those lines. No, it was. I've been having a bad day, and I wanted to talk to my mom about it, but I have a hard time using a Ouija board.
Okay.
Objectively not a good joke. And I did that joke for like a minute, or some variation of that for a minute. And my mom didn't tell me that she was coming to an open mic. And then she did. And then I got off, and I didn't know she was in the crowd. And then I got off the stage, and she said that joke wasn't very funny. I was like, all right. Thanks, my dude.
That's I mean, her coming, that part's funny. but
Gross.
yeah.
That's my mother.
I didn't even mean it that way.
Well, you
I
said
was just
it.
meaning like
Disgusting.
her coming to the open mic. I mean,
Okay.
you went to the
Her wedding to the open? Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Why did I start? Why am I still doing this?
Nobody knows, man. I'm just
Was
asking.
I supposed to have a existential crisis coming onto this? Well, I am. Who am I?
Yeah, I think you should be thinking about a lot of things.
I don't.
But have you got any good advice in your years of doing comedy, or bad advice?
It's good for new people, or
Just for you.
oh, good advice for me. Oh, it would have been don't invite your friends to things because now they all think that you're not funny.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when I was like I probably had all in all probably about like 60 people that I knew in like my first like 6 months of comedy coming to open mics and stuff.
You
Seeing
were
me,
one of those guys.
yeah. Well, I was getting on. I knew that was the way to get on the list. I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing that. And now all those people are like, he's whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, I know Jake. He's done comedy before.
He's
And some
trying
people
to-
have come back and seen me as like when I've done like feature sets and stuff. Like, oh, okay, he's actually good. But that like I don't know. I can't put myself in there. She's like, this guy's material sucks.
Yeah, that's always. I mean,
What the fuck is he talking
more
about?
power to people bringing people to shows, but I always find it wild when a person's never done it and they just bring 30 people.
Well, maybe there was a sense of like I thought that I did because I always have to have like you would quit immediately if you're like, oh, that fucking sucked. Like I'm never like that was horrendously embarrassing. Like that, like if you're like because you know there's so many people that do it one time and never come back, or even fucking like the people that do like the fantasy football punishments. Like if they had any shred of joy out of it, they might be like, yeah, I can maybe do that again.
Yeah.
But like I think maybe I thought I was doing good, and I think that's maybe because people were polite. Like my friends were polite, and they're like, yeah, it's fine.
Well, you know.
The most real person with me was my buddy, his girlfriend, now his ex-wife. The first time I
I
ever,
bet that she was like, "What the fuck did you bring me to?
Well-
We're done."
well,
Is that what happened?
it's not. She's a shit person.
No.
Fuck you, Claire. But when I got off, like after my first mic, she said, "That was okay." And Claire, eat a dick, but you were right. That was you were actually too polite.
Yeah, I never brought anybody to see me. Like I did it once here, bombed, didn't do it again for 2 years. And then my second time ever doing it, randomly one of my buddy's girlfriends was in the audience and I saw her and then she texted him and he told people like, I think Jimmy's doing comedy. I was like, fuck, I didn't want to tell anybody.
I'm supposed to be doing this in shame.
Yeah.
I'm in a dark room for that. Is that why you were wearing the Groucho Marx disguise for a long
I was
time?
wearing it. I was wearing a little
Like
bit
I
of a
think
disguise for a while.
you kept going on stage as James Knight.
Mhm.
Like I think people were kind of seeing through the facade.
Yeah, I know. But once she saw me and told him, it was over. So, but they come out if I invite them. But I don't invite people much. You know.
I've had people be like, "Yeah, let me know the next time." Actually, I got a text today. Let me know next time you got a show. It's like I don't find out until the week of.
Okay. There you go.
I'm liked. You hear that, world?
All right.
Yep.
I don't know why I'm asking this question, but what's your writing process?
My writing process?
You see, just by your reaction there, it's probably a bad question.
No, it's that I don't have one.
Yep. There it is.
Whenever I walk the dogs, I don't have AirPods in, and I look like a lunatic walking and talking to myself. And then also while I'm driving,
Okay.
and that's pretty much it. Pen to paper. Used to do that. Still do that sometimes. Very rarely, but pretty much just talking to myself.
Yeah,
and
I
then
noticed you got a lot of new my dog taking a shit jokes and like driving jokes.
Well, there was the one time that my dog got pissed on while I was actually right,
yeah.
and then that kind of is like, okay, this is a good joke, but it doesn't have an ending, so I don't do it anymore. But yeah, that, and then also I run the jokes by my wife, and then if she says that's funny, it might actually be funny. But if it's not funny and she says it's not funny, I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna say that again. But then I do end up saying it, and then she's right. So I've learned. So yeah, she's a better judgment of what's funny than me. And her favorite joke is what's black and white and smells like worms? Bird poop.
What? Okay.
That's her favorite joke.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a great system worked out, Jake.
Yeah, no, it's flawless, to be honest.
She did say something funny at the wedding, though. I told her about the podcast or whatever. I'm doing a new podcast. She's like, "Oh, are you going to be interviewing like headlining comedians or just these assholes?" I was like, I don't know, a little bit of both. And then now you're here.
Just an asshole, just another asshole.
No, but thanks for being here. You know.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, got some. No.
I've only been insulted about 9 times, so it's pretty good for
I'm just...
what's that? 6:25 on a Tuesday.
we're having fun. You know, you got yourself another natter day. I got a Bush Light now. We're just hanging out, chilling. They say, you know.
But I need to drink this so the camera can see it.
Yeah, I mean, it is a St. Louis-based brand. We should get a sponsorship.
Hey, Bud Light, Natural Light, drop the bag.
Yeah, only natter days though. I'll take any of them actually. I like a regular natty too.
That's all I drink.
But yeah,
economy-based thing.
what we do here on the podcast as well is we got some segments.
Okay.
You know, usually they're new. I just kind of come up with them and then we do them. This new segment is called "Die on This Hill." You know, it's a saying. I don't know, it'd be kind of hard to die on a hill, I think, because you would probably just roll down it. You wouldn't be on the hill anymore, but it is a saying.
When somebody says "die on a hill," what comes to your mind?
I think
You
it's
said-
just like a thing they believe. They're like, I might be an asshole for this, but I'll die on this hill, blobbity bloobity blow.
So I always think the Battle of Bunker Hill and all the people that died on that hill saving this country, because I'm a true patriot. But I understand that some people aren't like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's
RFK
good.
2024, right? Is that how we do it?
Yeah, I think that's how we do it.
So you want me to give you a little take? A little take?
Yeah, give me a take. What hill are you dying on?
So I fancy myself a take Smith. I fancy
Okay.
myself a take Smith. Most of it sports related things.
Yeah.
I have a take where I believe Patrick Mahomes is a system quarterback. That has largely been proven
Yeah.
incorrect.
I don't think that's true.
Well, I've had that take for a minute, but him winning 2 Super Bowls in a row.
Yeah, he won this year without any receivers.
I'm well aware.
I don't even think there were any on the team.
He had Andy Reid.
Yeah, but he can't throw to him.
He could.
He'd be out of bounds. I mean,
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good point. But I fancy myself a take Smith.
mhm.
I have a couple of takes that I'm going to die on.
Okay.
Number one, and this is a good way to get into this. I highly encourage everybody to smoke cigarettes.
All right.
I highly encourage everybody to smoke cigarettes. My take is that you should abuse your vices. My vice is nicotine. My
Okay.
vice is drinking. My vice is gambling. Those are the 3 things, and you should abuse those things.
You're doing a pretty good job at it. I'm just from outside looking in. I mean, I think you're crushing it if that's your goal.
Yeah, no. As long as they don't hurt people. As long as if you don't smoke cigarettes next to a bunch of people, like in a
Uh-huh.
non-smoking area, that's an asshole thing to do. But if
Yeah.
you just want to smoke cigarettes, smoke cigarettes. There's no problem with that.
Yeah.
You're not hurting anybody. If you want to drink, don't. I mean, obviously, you don't want to drink and drive because you could hurt somebody.
Mhm.
If you just want to get blasted and play Rocket League, I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
Like there's no. Everyone should abuse their vices. People without vices, those are the scum of the earth. Those people that just live clean
They're
lifestyles.
the Mormon. We bring it back to the Mormons. They don't party. They don't do anything. They love, Mormonism stuff. I mean, whatever. Do what you want to do. They seem nice, but not that fun.
Unless it's an addiction to soaking, in which case
Yeah, that could get weird.
that could get very weird. It's almost like a half-assed Tiger Woods sexual addiction kind of a thing. Abuse your vices. That's what I'm saying.
But
there's nothing wrong with it.
If it ramped up to a higher vice, do you still take that stance of like, oh no, I tried heroin?
So
Should you abuse that?
it's your right as an American citizen to do whatever you want.
Uh-huh.
When I was in college, I went to Southeast Missouri State, which is a very hilly town. Not a lot of people liked walking
My
there.
brother went there.
And when he was there, or if you ever went down to visit him, were there a lot of people on mopeds?
Yeah, I
There's-
believe
it was
there was.
probably-
I think I know where you're going with this.
Probably less so than there was before. Okay, so when I went there, because I was there, maybe I think I've overlapped a little bit with your brother, maybe.
Maybe a year or two.
But like my freshman sophomore year, mopeds were the thing. Like if you got not everybody, but everybody had a moped. And then one day there was this gal on the soccer team on her moped, pulled out into an intersection, got rear-ended by a truck, dead. So then essentially the city of Cape Girardeau was like, okay, this is finally our time to get these goddamn college kids off these mopeds. So what they decided to do, number one, is they wanted to make sure you had to have like an insurance. You had to have insurance to drive a 49cc moped, which is essentially like a bike,
Uh-huh.
right? Like, isn't that what that's considered?
Well, there was something under 50 cc's where you like didn't have to wear a helmet or have insurance, right?
Yes, and it's the helmet thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's the helmet thing. Wearing a helmet on a
It
scooter.
doesn't look cool. I mean, you're already on a scooter, so you're going to look like an asshole.
You look
And
like a
then
dweeb.
you're wearing a helmet. You're
You're-
never going to get
That's
laid.
big dweeb
Yeah.
energy. Nobody wanted to do that. So they had a whole bunch of town halls and things like that, where people could speak out in the town. It never did account to anything, but I went to one of these town halls, and one of my quotes was put in the newspaper. I said, "I shouldn't be made, or I shouldn't have to wear a helmet. It's my right as an American citizen to make bad decisions."
Okay.
And that got put in a newspaper, and that was the only quote from that town hall that got put in that newspaper. But not wearing a helmet's only going to harm me.
You might have something to do with this law on the books. It sounds like.
I don't not have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Turns out dipshit 22-year-old Jake, not exactly the most well versed in American law.
Did you have a moped or any stake in this?
I had a scooter, yeah.
Okay.
I had a scooter. It was not a good one. I spent a
Okay.
lot of money on it, and then it sucked.
Yeah.
It was an American-made one. It was a Kymco, Kymco, which apparently is like a Yamaha off-brand thing. But there are these other ones called Tao Taos from China, where it was like super easy to just like rip the speed governor off of it. But mine
Yeah.
couldn't go fast enough. Like I said, Cape Girardeau, very hilly town. I couldn't go up hills. Like
That's a problem.
yeah, it was a huge problem.
My
Like
buddy Ghoul had one of those Chinese ones.
things are lightning.
I mean, it was pretty quick. It could get up to like 45 or 50, I think. And then like two of us would be on it and like doing it was pretty dumb.
Double dicking.
Yeah.
That's what we called that. Yeah. But yeah, like mine topped out maybe 30 if I was going
Yeah,
downhill.
That's not great.
Yeah, not good at all. But yeah, no, I was heavily leveraging it. I spent $1,000 on a goddamn scooter. I ended up selling it for $1,200, and I did nothing to it.
Well,
So I came out on top.
you did all right.
Yeah, and I didn't have to wear a helmet. And
All right. Well, that's the hill you're dying on. It kind of went off the rails there, but abuse your vices.
Abuse your vices. It's your right as an American citizen to make bad decisions that harm only yourself. If you harm other people, you're a dickhead.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one. It's is not that controversial, I don't think, but Pepsi is better than Coke.
I had one of my fraternity brothers called Pepsi Gay Cola.
It sounds like something a fraternity guy would do.
Yeah, listen, we were in a frat.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I'll chug this right now.
Nobody is surprised. Frat boy at SEMO. But yeah, it's just better. Mostly, Diet Pepsi, way better than Diet Coke.
Okay.
Diet Coke, you get all that chemically just horseshit cola. It just tastes like shit.
And Pepsi tastes like
A cola, only without the calories. They're probably both chock full of that aspartame shit that's killing you or whatever, but I don't give a fuck.
if you get a mixed drink from a bar, what do you get?
I say rum and diet, but it's usually Coke. Like, we used to have Pepsi here, and they switched to Coke. Kind of upsetting. But they had to do it because Pepsi was fucking them over.
Nobody likes Pepsi.
I do.
That you're the only person that's keeping Pepsi in business.
Pepsi. I need a sponsorship also right now.
Pepsi, go
Natter
fuck yourself.
Days and Pepsi. That's what we drink here at Back of the Room.
More like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't even have anything because you're a Coke guy. You've been drinking too much Coke, and you don't even doing Coke probably too.
Bitch of the room.
Jesus. All right. I'm right, but whatever. We'll move on. You got another one?
I do. You
Dying
should.
on a hill.
I will die on a hill, saying that you should be able to cuss in front of children. I shouldn't have to censor myself because there are children around.
Okay.
When we were at a Battlehawks game against the Seattle Sea Dragons, Ben DiNucci was their quarterback. Ben DiNucci was a Cowboys quarterback in 2020. I don't like Ben DiNucci. Once you're a Cowboy, you're always a Cowboy. I don't like the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
So I yelled from the 300 levels, "Fuck you, Ben DiNucci." And a woman with her 2 children turned around and said, "Please watch your mouth." You're a goddamn sporting event. You're a goddamn football game.
It's a Battlehawks game too. Caw, baby. We're gonna hear some fucks.
I'm going to motherfuck you.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to motherfuck everybody. I should not have to watch my mouth.
Maybe they were from Dallas.
If they were from Dallas, they can get the hell out of here.
Mhm.
I'll push them off the goddamn balcony. Or this just happened. My parents had my niece and nephew in her car, and I called my mom and I believe the first 2 words out of my mouth were, "There's a lot of fucking shit here." But it was over the car thing. She said, "Watch your language. There are children in the car." It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to know that?
What context was that first line?
We were like taking is not looting.
You're looting a Best Buy or something.
No,
it sounds
it
like
was,
there's a lot of shit here. What do you want?
Looting.
You want a laptop? I got you.
Looting an empty office, but it wasn't empty. It had a lot of things in it. But that's essentially what that came from. But I shouldn't like. They're okay. Here's the thing.
I get you. I mean, I get it at a sporting event or something like that. I had the same thing happen in Mardi Gras one time. You go down there to the parade, everybody's getting wasted, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah, throw me some beads or something." And the guy's like, "Hey, watch." Well, I was like, "Get your little kid out of here."
I remember one time I was like a kid riding home from the on the Metrolink from a Cardinals game as a kid, and there was a guy on the Metrolink that was just cussing a whole bunch, and I could hear my parents like mumbling under their breath like, "Shut the hell up, boy, this kid's here." It's like, don't tell him to do that.
Yeah, you don't.
We are on the Metrolink.
You do not want to cross someone on the Metro.
We are on the goddamn Metrolink.
Yeah.
You can't just tell a guy to watch his mouth because you have your kids around. Will you think your family's the most important thing in the world to everybody? Are you some kind of dickhead?
That's very bold. But in certain situations, I get you. I mean, I'm on your side on the most part, but you don't want to just go out of your way to be like, "Hey, kid, fuck you." But like, if you're at a sporting event or something,
Like, it's ridiculous. I shouldn't have to watch my mouth. Like growing up is like, and it's always like a thing like shit. Even in off top of mind, Christmas Story. We're like, "Oh, where did you hear that word?" And then kids would have to lie, like it'd be like, "Oh, I heard Dad say it" or something like that. It's like it'd be much better to be like, "I heard the guy that was walking his dog call him a fucking idiot." Like that's where I heard that word. Like it's so pin it on me.
Yeah.
Don't take accountability for things that aren't your problem. Pin it on me.
It's always funny when the kids cuss too. You ever hear like a little 3-year-old or like a 5-year-old cussing? You're like, "Oh fuck," or "Shit, I dropped my toy." It's hilarious.
We had a little tape recorder thing growing up, and I like my brother's like 3 years older than me.
Was it the Home Alone thing?
No, but like I was just rhyming words, and then I said duck rhymes with fuck.
True.
It is true. So my brother went out in the living room and played it for played it for my parents, and they're like, "Oh, you can't do that." Like, you're just saying words. But yeah, like let me cuss in front of a kid. I'm gonna cuss in front of a kid.
Yeah,
Deal
I
with
know.
it.
I know you are. I mean, you're dying on the hill, man. I got you.
Die on that hill.
All right, got one more for you. We're talking about the Eagles earlier. They got the tush push or the ass blast or whatever you want to call it.
Ass blast, yeah.
Yeah. What else? I think we might have talked about this before, but what would give them, any team, I think in NFL, a really big competitive advantage is a team to have a highly trained little person on the team. Hear me out.
No, I'm in.
Let me set the scene here.
I don't need to hear you out.
Yeah. It's a good idea. Just let me set the scene. You're down by 4 with 2 seconds left in the game.
Okay.
You hike it to the LP. 2 linemen pick him up, throw him over the line. Touchdown. The crowd's going nuts. They're playing Foo Fighters' Learn to Fly on the loudspeakers.
Okay.
The announcers are all yelling, "Oh my God, have you seen a more midge-tastic play in all of your life?" What's the downside of this?
Midge-tastic. That's good.
They got to say something.
Chris Collins. Now here's a guy who can do a midge-tastic play.
Yeah, they're going to say something like that. I'm just ballpark. I'm just throwing it out there. But you get as soon as they cross the line, touchdown.
Now, what size?
Better than the tush push.
What size person? Are we talking Hezbollah? We talking a 21-year-old?
Well, that's why they're in the draft. You get to pick as they come in.
Okay.
It's a new crop. I shouldn't say crop, but a new batch of these guys coming in. It's a win-win. They get to be famous. They get to these billion-dollar contracts. I'm making jobs here and making these little guys some money.
Now, okay, let's talk strategy here. If you are drafting an LP, are you going for a person that's Hezbollah-sized?
Well, the problem with this is you want them. You're gonna have to. They're gonna be jacked. Like they gotta work out the arm so they can hold on to the ball.
Well, that's my question. Do you want Hezbollah like an infant-sized person, or do you want like a wee man, like a person who can take a beating? Do you want one of these these
It's-
the little people rustling things.
It's all strategy. I mean, you got to just play. I mean, if you had a littler guy, maybe one lineman could throw him. You could, he could hike it over to the side and then throw him that way, or you could have two guys get a little bigger guy. But
that's what I'm, because like you can shot put Hezbollah 25 yards.
Yeah.
No problem at all. He's gonna break though.
yeah, he might not hold on to it off just the initial, torque off the throw. So you
Right.
they gotta hold on to it.
Right. You got.
But if you're at the
spray
half yard line, 1 yard line, a couple linemen are throwing anybody
right, or
over that.
a good fullback.
Yeah.
A good a Kyle Juszczyk. You could shot put a guy, put him
Yeah.
on his shoulders, and just like like you're launching somebody out of a pool. It's not a bad idea. But again, you have to worry about the durability of these guys because you don't want to take up too many roster spots. 'Cause that's like getting like having another long snapper on your roster. It's like all that guy does is this one job.
It's special teams for sure, but it's not a bad. I think it's a good wrinkle in the NFL, and it's inclusive, and it's a good idea. I'm going to pitch it to him.
That's not a bad one.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. The legality of throwing somebody might be up in the air, but we can change the rules.
They
Easy
change them
peasy.
all the time. They were going to change it for the tush push.
Yeah, they're going to get rid of hip drop tackling, whatever the F that is, just
Yeah.
tackling somebody. But yeah, no, that's a good. It's not bad. I've heard worse.
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't think it's bad, but
A
yeah.
hill to die on for sure.
hill to die on. That's
Blood-covered
the
one.
segment, everybody. We're dying on these hills, so hope you like it.
Smoke cigarettes, cuss in front of children, throw little people, drink Pepsi.
Yeah.
That's what we've come to decide today. That's a day. A cigarette with a Pepsi while you're throwing a little person, dropping F-bombs and other F-bombs in front of a child.
It's America I'd like to live in.
Don't wear a helmet.
All right, everybody. That's the podcast. Thank you very much, Jake Beckman, for being here.
Thank you very much. This is fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this.
Cheers, buddy.
Being insulted.